Hello there fellas and welcome back for another video, and today we're doing a tier list for the Disney villains to see which villains are the most evil and if some villains are villains at all. And to make things more interesting, I will put a scene from each villain in the middle of one of his evil acts. So are you ready? Let's go! We're starting with a villain from the movie Monsters Inc. or however that movie is called. And I'm just gonna say that he's a very bad boss, and that's all. He's just one of the best for his company. Maybe he didn't choose the right ways to do that, but that doesn't make him pure evil or whatever. So I'm just gonna put him there, because after all, he's a monster, and this is somehow justified.
I have no choice. Times have changed. Scaring isn't enough anymore. But kidnapping children? I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die.
Number 2 is Clayton. Okay, Clayton basically tried to trick Jane and her father to find the gorillas, and same with Tarzan. And he said that he had the best interest for the gorillas, but in fact he just wanted to take the gorillas and, you know, for his own personal use and interest, for profit and for every evil way. And because of him, Kerchak died, and he deserves that place in this list. And here is his most evil scene. Next up is Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. Again, I think Yzma is not necessarily very evil, she's just kinda evil. Because if you think about it, Kuzco was basically a narcissist, annoying, a very rude and immature person, and he was the Emperor, so I can understand Yzma wanting to get rid of him. But then again, poisoning someone is not right. So that's why she deserves the list, the place, kinda evil, but not higher than that. And here is her most evil scene.
Alright, a quick cup of coffee. Then take him out of town and finish the job.
Next up is, of course, the Queen from Snow White. I'm just gonna say that she was pretty evil, just in the middle, because, I mean, you can't just poison a teenage girl because she's more beautiful than you. That's just sick and inappropriate, and shame on you. You mirror queen on the wall, whatever. Yeah, she deserves this place. And here is her most scene.
To make doubly sure you do not fail, bring back her heart in this.
Next, I don't exactly remember his name, but I know he's the villain from Los Atlantis, that beautiful film, and he's basically pure evil. He found, alongside Milo, who he basically tricked the whole way, he found this lost civilization of like thousands of years old, and he just wanted to take advantage of it for profit and for his own use, and then he basically tried to kill everyone. So this guy literally is pure evil.
That crystal is the only thing keeping these people alive. You take that away and they'll die.
That changes things. Helga, what do you think?
Knowing that, I'd double the price.
I was thinking triple.
Moving on to the Grasshopper from the movie Ants. I'm just gonna say very evil and not pure evil, because I can understand his nature as a bigger bug. I can say that, you know, it's normal that he would, like, as being higher on the predator list, that he would take advantage of the smaller insects. Does that make sense? And he killed basically a few of those pure ants, or a lot. So that's why he deserves this place, and here is his scene.
Please, Hopper!
I'll get more grasshoppers and be back next season, but you won't.
Moving on to Sun Yu. Now Sun Yu again, I think he's just kinda evil. I'm gonna say pretty evil, and I'm gonna justify that by saying he just wanted the best for his country. Now I know the Huns are not the most popular for being nice and kind throughout the history, but then again, every country and every leader of every country wants his best for his country. And I'm guessing the Emperor from Mulan probably was not the best when he was advancing his empire and taking, you know, other territories under his command. So that's why I think he's justified to be here in the middle, just because of his of this scene, which is his worst.
How many men does it take to deliver a message?
One.
And next up is Hades from Hercules. Hercules, in my Hades, in my opinion, is not evil. Because, I'm gonna justify that. Basically his own brother condemned him, kinda, even though he said it was a gift. He gave him as a gift the underworld, to rule the underworld and the dead. While all the other Olympians were basically having fun and spending time on the Mount of Olympus and had all those different areas more beautiful, let's say, to live. And he was just there. So, if you think about it, it's kinda sad and it's kinda unfair for him to stay there. And in fact, he didn't really kill anyone. Yes, he tricked Meg, and yes, he tricked Hercules as well. But then again, I think what he did was kinda deserved, and Zeus probably got what he deserved for a while, because eventually Hades lost. But yeah, I don't think he's an evil character that much. It's just misunderstood. Here is his worst scene.
You may feel just a little queasy. It's kind of natural. Maybe you should sit.
Next up is the evil Frollo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And he's very evil because of how he disrespected and humiliated, basically, Quasimodo. And his whole nature is just pathetic, rude, evil, humiliating, all those things. And here is his worst scene that proves why he deserves this spot here. There you go.
What are you doing?
I mean, if that's not evil, what else is? And now next up is Mother Gothel from Rapunzel. I'm just gonna say that she is pretty evil because basically she abducted an infant for her own use, and then she lied to her for her whole life. All this in order to stay young and beautiful for her whole life and to live a longer life. And then again, I'm not gonna put her any higher, because imagine you were in her shoes and you had the opportunity to own a thing that will help you basically live young for the rest of your life and maybe being immortal and never die. So I can understand her point of view, and that's why I'm gonna say she's just pretty evil and not higher than that. And here is her worst scene. Next up is Maleficent, who is basically self-proclaimed as the mighty evil entity, the evilest witch, something like that. So just you look at her. I mean, does it look like any lower than pure evil? I mean, she basically cursed an infant to die at the age of 16, all because she was not invited at an event, whatever that event was. That's just sick, pure evil. And here is her worst scene.
She shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die.
Next up is Captain Hook, who again, I believe is just misunderstood, and he's not really evil. I mean, yes, he's a pirate. Yes, he used to kind of take advantage of those boys and, didn't treat them very well. But then again, he has those kids, and they basically annoy him all the time, especially Peter Pan, who almost got him killed and made him eventually just lose his arm. And I think that Captain Hook is a misunderstood villain, and he's not that villain, that bad, that evil as the rest above him. So that's why I'm gonna put him there. Agree if you like, disagree if you like, just let me know in the comments below. Also, smash like, subscribe if you're still watching.
You'd better talk, me dear, for soon the tide will be in, and then it will be too late.
Next up, Cruella de Vil. Okay, she's basically pure evil. You can't just take cute little Dalmatian dogs and skin them because you want a new jacket? That is sick, that is pathetic, and she deserves nothing less than pure evil. Actually, she maybe deserves like a bit higher, but we don't have a higher, row or whatever. Here is her worst scene. Next up, the evil guy, the villain from The Princess and the Frog, or however that movie was called. It was a pretty damn good movie. Dr. Facilier, I believe it was his name. basically he kinda sold his soul for mystical powers and whatever, and he tricked so many people, and I'm guessing he was responsible for the death of many innocent and kinda naive people as well. And he also killed that, you know, that fly with a light. I don't remember his name, but yeah, he's very evil, and here is his worst scene. Next up is, of course, Gaston. Gaston, again, I believe, is not really evil. He's just overly narcissist. He's, you know, how do you call a guy that has big muscles and he thinks he's the best? Like, you know what I mean. And again, he had to come against a beast. In a normal circumstance, if you were in his shoes, can you imagine having a beast, you know, wandering around or whatever, and you have to deal with it? Even if it was a kind beast, it was still a beast. So, again, I can understand his point of view, even though he then later tried to kill the beast. But just because the beast is the hero of the story does not mean that Gaston is evil. Yes, he is awful, yes, he is a moron, yes, he is an idiot, but that doesn't necessarily make him evil.
Belle, it's about time you got your head out of those books and paid attention to more important things. Like me. It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking.
This piece of dirt, mud, or whatever. Basically, he didn't kill anyone or whatever. But what he did to Anna was just so horrible, and the way he did it, another narcissist that deserves no place lower than that. Hans from Frozen. There you go, his worst scene.
If only there was someone out there who loved you.
Next up is Jafar. Jafar, I say, is kinda evil, and I'm pretty sure about that he's not higher, and I'm gonna explain this. I know what Jafar did eventually, like tricking Aladdin and trying to use his evil powers to become the Sultan was not good. But imagine having for a Sultan, or however that is called, you know, the leader of Agrabah, he was basically immature, childish, and basically I don't think he had any trait that an emperor or a sultan possess. If you think about it, if you watch the movie, people lived in poverty and cruelty. So I'm guessing that the sultan, Jasmine's dad, father, or whatever, wasn't a very good leader. So I'm guessing Jafar's motives were kinda justified. However, again, he just chose the wrong way to do it. He could have done something better, probably. And that's why he deserves this place, and not higher, not lower. Here is his worst scene.
If you won't bow before a sultan, then you will cower before a sorcerer!
Moving on with Syndrome from The Incredibles. He is basically very evil. That is my opinion, and I'm saying this because he killed so many basically superheroes, and all that because his childhood hero declined his offer to help. Like, he didn't want him as a sidekick, and then basically this dude just went all bitter, decided that his hair looked better if he just put a ton of hair gel on it, and then killed so many heroes and to take their place and become a hero, which is kinda twisted and I don't know, just doesn't sound right. Here is his worst scene.
Too late. 15 years too late. You'll get over it. I seem to recall you prefer to work alone.
Next up is Ursula. Ursula, I'll say she's basically pure evil. And I'll explain again. She had enslaved so many of the people in the bottom of the ocean, and she had them there suffering for their whole lives, which is pretty sick if you think about it. And then she tricked Ariel because she basically wanted the crown of the ocean. I mean, normal, everybody would want it, I guess. But then again, you don't enslave and you don't hurt so many people just because you want that. And I honestly could not find a good trait in Ursula's personality, and that's why I say she deserves the spot of pure evil.
Right. Well,
Well, I'll give 'em something to celebrate soon.
Next is the Mud Queen. Again, I'll say she's just kinda evil. And I'll explain that again. She's basically mad. So if you think about it, when a person is mad, you can't really be mad at him for doing certain things because his brain, her brain in this occasion, doesn't function properly. It has some problem that is genetically impaired, you know? And so that's why I'm just saying she's kinda evil. Here is her worst scene. And moving on to this evil lady who's pretty evil from Cinderella. The way she treated Cinderella is just not good, evil, and she doesn't deserve to be any lower on this list. That is my personal opinion again.
Girls. That's quite enough.
And now, the moment you were all been waiting for. Scar, the evil villain of Lion King. And he deserves the top spot of the list, pure evil. In fact, he deserves a spot above that, if I could do that. And I'll say why. He killed his own brother, and then he tricked his own nephew, and not only just tricked his nephew, but he made him believe that he was responsible for his father's death, which is so heartbreaking and cruel. And not only that, he also sent the hyenas after his nephew so that he could die as well. So all this together is just pretty twisted. Whatever your brother did, however much you hate him, however stronger he is, and however smarter you think you are from him, this is no reason to kill a brother. I mean, you can't kill a person in general, that's cruel and evil and you should never do it. But your brother, like, what the Anyway, here is Scar's worst scene ever.
Long live the king.
And that is all, everyone. Thank you for watching. Do you agree with this list? What changes you would make in this video? Would you bring any villain up or would you lower any villain? Let me know in the comments below. If you're still watching this video, then smash like and subscribe. Until the next one, have an amazing time and I'll see you all later.